I want a shirt that just says the answer is no.
Chelsea, we have so many ideas.
A shirt that says don't even ask me.
My God.
Don't even ask me
When
right
I
now.
was looking at rejection killings and I was Googling stuff, some of the news things that popped up were like what to do when a woman says no, but she means yes. No! No means no. She
doesn't mean yes.
I know.
Stop telling journalists. Y'all aren't even real journalists. I'm so mad.
Get us another beer.
Don't even ask me.
I'm so mad. I really want a shirt that says I'm so mad, and I'm going to wear it every time we record an episode like this.
I'm so mad.
I'm so mad. Chelsea, we're mad. So we've had this brewery before. It is Clown Shoes Brewery, but it's from Massachusetts.
And it's from a Clown Shoe.
Clown Shoe. It's Galactica Double IPA. It has a hot woman. What is the stick thing? The long stick. It has hops on the end. She's flying through the air and she has like a staff, but the two ends of her staff are hops.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like a cool staff thing.
It's 8%.
Ooh, boozy.
It says our mission. To produce beer without pretension while being free and a little crazy. That's also my mission.
Yeah, it's like our podcast. Beautiful. Salud.
Ooh, wow. Holy crap, that kicks you in the face.
I like it. Kick me some more, mama. That was good.
That is good. It's very hoppy, but it has a boozy taste.
I'll say I like it because it is boozy. It's a little sweeter but hoppy, which is weird.
It is, yeah. It hits you in the face. It's very boozy, though.
Get in this clown car with us. We're going riding. Get in the car, boys.
I like it, though. Get in, losers. We're going to destroy the patriarchy.
Get in, losers. We're in a clown car and we're going to the fairgrounds.
What?
I don't know.
Don't put that on a shirt. I would not wear that shirt.
We're going to the fairgrounds. People are like, please don't bring me. I'm terrified.
We're in a clown car and we're going to the fairgrounds. No, thanks.
No.
I've seen this on a movie. It doesn't end well. Okay, so my case is about Sandra Berfield.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of her?
No.
Good. I hadn't either.
I mean, good and bad.
So my first source will make sense when I get to the end. Mm-hmm. But the Salt Lake Tribune, Find a Grave, our new favorite. Boston AP News, an article by Denise Lavoie.
Boston.
Oh, I couldn't read my own handwriting. I thought it said owl, but it says court documents and transcripts.
This isn't a Peterson case. Get out of here.
WHDH News. This is Channel 5. WHDH.
Now back to you, Caitlin.
State Journal Register, an article by Richard Kahn. Feel Safe Again, Inc., but I'll talk about Sandy's Law. And The Atlantic, an article by Natalie Schreier.
All right.
Let me take a sip of beer.
Take a gulp.
That's too much. Too much. Okay. Sandra Berfield, 32, when she passed, was a waitress at Bickford's restaurant in Medford.
Medford. Oh, it's Massachusetts. I was like, Medford, Oregon?
No. And I literally searched and so you'll notice Wikipedia is not. So a lot of times if I can't find information about the victim, because we always want to tell their story, I look for Wikipedia. Mm-hmm. There is no Wikipedia page about this case. Oh. So I literally searched fucking high and low to find more information about her, and there was not a ton. I wanted to talk about who she was as a person.
I will say, though, if people need to look, which Caitlin, you already know this, but other people want to look up this too, the obituaries are kind of the second best option.
Checked.
I know you did for this, but for people who don't know, obituaries are a great place to get a little more background.
Yeah. There was not anything, her obituary, and some of the information I'm about to say I got from her obituary.
Yeah.
It's like, I do know she was born March 15th, 1967 in Everett, Massachusetts. She had one daughter who I think passed because her obituary said the late.
Yeah.
So, but I couldn't find any information.
That's weird. It's this comes out right after her birthday, the 18th.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She had 9 sisters and 5 brothers and a handful of nieces and nephews.
What?
So I got that from her obituary.
Mama.
And I saw pictures of her. She had beautiful, long, like wavy brown hair, a super big, like happy smile. She was incredibly close with her family and was really like working at this restaurant, just trying to make ends meet for her and her daughter. So I'm going to jump right in because I couldn't find a lot on her.
Yeah.
A man named Stephen Caruso came into Bickford's, the restaurant she was at, one day, and Sandra was his waitress. He quickly became infatuated with her, like almost immediately. He started coming in once, sometimes twice a day.
Oh,
every single day.
I thought you were going to say a week. I was like,
daily.
It's weird, but wow.
He would always sit in Sandra's table section. He would spend hours at the restaurant watching her, ordering stuff, just trying to make small talk.
No, I got chills. It's yucky.
Yes. At first, they had very small interactions, but it didn't take long, and I wrote probably 5 minutes, for Sandra to feel creeped out and uncomfortable.
It took me 5 seconds hearing about it.
Yeah. So he came in every single day, sometimes twice a day. And then late August 1998, Steve asked Sandra to go to the movies with him, and she declined his offer.
Yeah.
He continued to come in daily after this. He would sit in her section, stare at her and smirk, like literally just stare at her. He would sit here for hours.
No. Been there, done that. No, I mean, not in this extreme, but like.
You've gone in and stared at people for hours?
Coming from his perspective. No, it's just creepy when somebody.
This is the last episode of this podcast.
Caitlin's firing me for being creepy.
Yeah.
Our standards are high here. You can't be a creep.
Correct. Eventually, and this part kind of pisses me off, it took Sandra insisting to her manager a few times, but all he did, and I guess I don't know like what you can do, especially in 98, but so finally the manager just asked Steve if he would sit in a different section and let Sandra get to work.
I think that's fair.
Like, fucking leave, creep.
Well, yeah, leave, but also, can you please just, like, sit in the other side of the room and have a different waitress?
Yeah. Steve did not like this, so he began to stalk her outside of work, but also made it clear he was mad, and this will make sense in a second. Late September 1998, so, like, a month after she turned him down for a date, Steve slashed her tires while she slept. So Sandra woke up in the morning and found her tires slashed and just knew it was him. And he did a few other things so it was never proven that this was him, but he does other things that, like, obviously it was him who did this.
Yeah.
3 days later, he slashed her tires again, this time in the middle of the day. She heard it happening, and she runs to the window and she looks out and she recognizes the man. She recognizes Stephen Caruso, but the problem is he was wearing like a hood and a jacket, but she said she recognized him. He had a very unusual like walk and gait. And I mean, you gotta remember, he's been coming into her restaurant every single day.
And also, gaits are just something that, like, for some people, they stick out more. Like, this sounds really mean and stupid, but when I date people, if I don't like their gait, I'm immediately like, can't continue on. It doesn't matter. Like, I can't go on more dates
but
with
so
them.
you can recognize someone by that.
Absolutely.
So you can't see his face, but she knows that that's him. She recognizes his body type, his gait, his walk, all of that, right? So she knows it's Steve Caruso. She calls the police and she tells them like that she knows he did it, but they can't do anything because she didn't, like, the police aren't going to be like, oh, right, he walked in this way that you, like, that's not enough to arrest him or do anything, right? Like, you couldn't see his face. So she's scared it's going to happen again. So she sets up a camera inside her home on the second story, facing outside to watch when things happen again.
Sneaky.
A little over a week later, Sandra's car breaks down on her drive to work, so she has it towed to the auto shop. The mechanic tells her that someone poured battery acid in her gas tank.
Oh, my God. Did it ruin her car?
I imagine. I don't know anything about
battery
cars,
acid in the gas tank?
So she gets home and checks the camera, and she sees the same man. Again, can't prove it's him because he's wearing a hood, but he has a very recognizable gait. Like, she knows it's Steve. But again, you can't see his face.
I know.
3 weeks later, battery acid is poured into her car a second time.
Oh, my God.
This time she was home and awake, so she watched it happen on camera in real time. So she's in her house watching this fucking happen. Like, he keeps coming back. Like, first it was a couple days apart, now it's weeks apart, but it's clearly not ending.
Well, and also it's very terrifying that he figured out where she lived. Like, that seems like a big red flag. First of all, this dude knows where I live. But I guess she can't prove it's him. So.
Yeah. So she watches on camera, and then she watches the man get into a red car. And this time she's like, okay, not only do I know it's him by his gait, but that's the fucking car that he drive to the restaurant. But again, you can't see his face. So she calls 911 again. She identifies Steve as a perpetrator by his car, his shape, his build, his walk, his gait, all that.
And all the history of him staring at him.
Finally, Steve is arrested by the cops after this time. So this is the fourth time.
Jeez.
He's arrested and charged with 3 counts of malicious destruction of property. And he's found guilty of 2 of them, the 2 battery acids, not the tire slashing. He eventually serves 6 months in prison. They make him get a psych eval, and he has to pay $3,000 and, quote, he's asked to stay away from Sandra.
Excuse me?
And I'll say, and this part's about to piss you off. So they're like, hey, pay her $3,000, 6 months in jail, and like try to stay away from her, right? And I say try because so after all this, Sandra goes to the court and attempts to she asks for a restraining order against Stephen. And that's why I say they asked, air quotes. But at this time in late 1998, this part makes me so mad. Criminally enforceable restraining orders were only given to people against relatives or people they had dated. So yeah, she was told she couldn't get a restraining order because she had never dated him.
I was just about to say this. I was say this was true maybe 20 years ago. I don't know if it's true now. But in some states, you could only get a restraining order against someone like if you had slept with them.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
If they're not related to you or a roommate or someone you've dated, the court would not give you restraining orders.
That makes no sense.
No. A stalker can be someone you don't fucking know.
Have they not watched you on Netflix? I haven't either, but I know what it's about.
So she's told, sorry, you turned him down for a date, no restraining order. So after Steve gets out of jail in late 1999, early 2000, so he is stalking her. And so I know that I kind of sped through it, but he stalks her for a total of 2 years.
Wow. That's so scary.
Yes. In early 2000, in January 2000, the fucking unthinkable happens.
No.
A package is left on Sandra's front porch. She opens the door, picks up the package, not knowing that a homemade pipe bomb was inside the box. The bomb exploded, instantly killing Sandra. He fucking left a pipe bomb in a box on her doorstep after he got out of prison.
That's so unusual. I honestly thought this was going to be like intruder, rape, stabbing, like...
Nope, fucking bomb.
Wow, how weird.
So, of course, he's the first and only suspect.
Yeah.
He's soon arrested and charged with murder. After a 22-day trial, he was found guilty. His defense argues that he isn't even the one who damaged her car. They're
Excuse me?
Yeah, they go back to the beginning. They're like, oh, it hasn't been him this whole time.
You realize he was charged for that and served time.
Right.
So according to the law, that was him.
So his only defense is, it wasn't me. Shaggy. His only defense is the Shaggy defense. Wasn't me. Even caught you on camera. Wasn't me. Fucking, that's his defense, the Shaggy. And their proof is that the man in the video looks like he was at least 5'10". Steve is only 5'6". It can't be him. Fuck you.
Excuse me.
Right.
Shaggy defense. I hate it.
But he is found fucking guilty, like I said.
Yes.
The defense team tries to get a new trial in 2007 with the videos, and the court is like, fuck off, no thanks. Like, no. It does get good, though. Sandra's sister, Cheryl DeReese, and I might be saying that wrong, fights really hard because she's focused on the fact that her sister couldn't get a restraining order, that she was stalked, and the police literally did nothing because they couldn't do anything. So she fights to get a bill passed after Sandra's death. And in 2010, 10 years later, Sandy's Law was signed, and it allowed victims of stalking to get a restraining order even if they had no relation or relationship to the stalker.
Can you believe that took all of history?
No.
So 2010, that just happened.
That just happened. In the state, at least.
Yeah, sure.
One of the state's reps who sponsored the bill said there was a, quote, sick irony that if Sandra had gone on the movie date with Steve, she could have got the restraining order she clearly needed. So, literally, think of that irony. If she had not turned him down and gone on one date and then been like, oh, he's crazy, I need a restraining order, they would have given it to her. But because she turned him down and didn't go, she couldn't get a restraining. So you have to fucking spend time with this psycho to get a restraining order against him?
It was literally like anti-rejection. I imagine it wasn't consciously thought of that way, but that's what it ultimately is.
Yeah. And Cheryl, her sister, remembers police in 2000. Police knew he was stalking her, but there wasn't anything they could do, especially without a restraining order. So, literally, it kind of put the police between a rock and a hard place. And this is a case where the police actually were trying to do something, but they couldn't. There were no anti-stalking measures. She didn't have a restraining order. So they were just kind of waiting for him to slip up and do something criminally wrong. Police say, knew he was going to do something, but they couldn't like arrest him for nothing. You know, it's fucking sucks. So Sandy's Law unanimously passed August 1st in 2010. In 2017, Steve